Account means a report or description of an event or experience. Sample sentence, the study provides an account of climate change impacts on coastal communities. Alternative means another option or choice. Sample sentence, solar energy is a viable alternative to fossil fuels. Among means in the midst of or surrounded by. Sample sentence, the phenomenon was observed among multiple species in the rainforest. Amount means the quantity of something. Sample sentence, the experiment measured the amount of protein expressed in cells. Arise means to emerge or become apparent. Sample sentence, ethical questions may arise during human-subject research. Association means a connection or relationship between things. Sample sentence, there is a strong association between smoking and lung cancer. Average means a typical or mean value. Sample sentence, the average temperature increased by 1.5 degrees Celsius over the past century. Belief means an acceptance that something exists or is true. Sample sentence, the belief in the efficacy of vaccines is supported by extensive data. Capacity means the ability to hold or contain, or a potential. Sample sentence, the reactor has a capacity of 500 liters for chemical reactions. Century means a period of 100 years. Sample sentence, the glacier has retreated significantly over the last century. Certain means specific or known. Sample sentence, certain species are more sensitive to habitat loss than others. Challenge means a difficulty or problem to be overcome. Sample sentence, one major challenge in neuroscience is mapping the connectome. Characterize means to describe the distinctive features of something. Sample sentence, the study characterizes the genetic profile of rare diseases. Claim means to state something as true. Sample sentence, the researchers claim that their method improves diagnostic accuracy. Climate means the long-term pattern of weather conditions. Sample sentence, climate models predict increased frequency of extreme weather events. Comparison means the act of examining similarities and differences. Sample sentence, the comparison between two catalysts revealed significant efficiency differences. Competition means rivalry between entities for resources or dominance. Sample sentence, plant species face competition for sunlight and nutrients. Concern means a matter of interest or importance. Sample sentence, environmental concern drives policy changes worldwide. Conduct means to carry out an activity or experiment. Sample sentence, the team will conduct a longitudinal study on air pollution. Consideration means careful thought before making a decision. Sample sentence, ethical consideration is crucial in clinical trials. Consist means to be made up of. Sample sentence, the solution consists of water, salt, and ethanol. Consistent means unchanging or reliable over time. Sample sentence, consistent results were observed across multiple trials. Constitute means to make up or form. Sample sentence, cells constitute the basic unit of life. Consumption means the use of resources. Sample sentence, energy consumption has risen sharply in urban areas. Create means to bring into existence. Sample sentence, the software can create 3D models of molecular structures. Difficult means hard to achieve or understand. Sample sentence, solving protein folding remains a difficult problem. Dimension means a measurable extent of a phenomenon. Sample sentence, the study considers multiple dimensions of climate vulnerability. Equal means the same in quantity, size, or value. Sample sentence, the two groups were equal in age and health status. Error means a deviation from accuracy. Sample sentence, measurement error can affect the validity of experimental data. Essential means absolutely necessary. Sample sentence, water is essential for all known forms of life. Ethnic means relating to a particular group with shared culture. Sample sentence, the survey included participants from diverse ethnic backgrounds. Evaluate means to assess or judge. Sample sentence, the researchers will evaluate the effectiveness of the new drug. Evolution means gradual development or change over time. Sample sentence, evolution explains the adaptation of species to changing environments. Experiment means a scientific procedure to test a hypothesis. Sample sentence, the experiment tested the effect of light on plant growth. Explore means to investigate or study. Sample sentence, scientists explore deep-sea ecosystems to discover new species. Field means an area of study or activity. Sample sentence, the field of genomics has expanded rapidly in recent years. Formation means the process of creating or developing. Sample sentence, rock formation processes can take millions of years. Functional means designed for practical use. Sample sentence, the functional analysis identified key metabolic pathways. Fundamental means basic and essential. Sample sentence, understanding DNA replication is fundamental to molecular biology. Goal means an aim or desired result. Sample sentence, the primary goal of the study is to reduce air pollution. History means past events. Sample sentence, the study reviews the history of vaccination campaigns. Hypothesis means a proposed explanation for a phenomenon. Sample sentence, the researchers tested the hypothesis that diet affects microbiome composition. Illustrate means to clarify or explain with examples. Sample sentence, the figure illustrates the relationship between temperature and enzyme activity. Implement means to put into effect. Sample sentence, the lab implemented a new protocol to improve safety. Indeed means in fact or truly. Sample sentence, the results are indeed consistent with prior studies. Independent means not influenced by others. Sample sentence, each variable was treated as independent in the statistical model. Initial means occurring at the beginning. Sample sentence, initial observation suggested an increase in cell proliferation. Integration means the process of combining parts into a whole. Sample sentence, integration of multiple datasets enhances the robustness of the analysis. Interpret means to explain the meaning of something. Sample sentence, the data were interpreted using advanced bioinformatics tools. Item means a distinct object or unit. Sample sentence, each survey item measured a specific psychological trait. Large means of considerable size or extent. Sample sentence, large sample sizes improve statistical reliability. Learning means the acquisition of knowledge. Sample sentence, machine learning algorithms are applied to predict disease outcomes. Loss means the reduction or disappearance of something. Sample sentence, the study measured nutrient loss during food processing. Complexity means the state of having many interconnected parts. Sample sentence, the complexity of ecological networks challenges conservation efforts. Conclude means to reach a decision or judgment. Sample sentence, the study concludes that exercise improves cognitive function. Majority means more than half. Sample sentence, the majority of participants preferred the experimental treatment. Modern means relating to the present or recent times. Sample sentence, modern imaging techniques allow for detailed cellular observation. Moreover means in addition. Sample sentence, moreover, the findings provide insights into evolutionary mechanisms. Most means greatest in quantity, amount, or degree. Sample sentence, most respondents reported high levels of physical activity. Natural means existing in or caused by nature. Sample sentence, natural selection drives evolutionary adaptation. Notion means an idea or concept. Sample sentence, the notion of gene editing raises ethical considerations. Object means a thing that can be seen or touched. Sample sentence, the researchers examined each object under the microscope. Objective means a goal or purpose. Sample sentence, the objective of the experiment is to measure enzyme kinetics. Observation means the act of noticing or recording something. Sample sentence, systematic observation is key to behavioral research. Operate means to function or control. Sample sentence, the robot can operate autonomously in hazardous environments. Operation means the process of functioning or performing. Sample sentence, the laboratory operation requires strict adherence to safety protocols. Opportunity means a favorable circumstance. Sample sentence, fieldwork provides an opportunity to study species in their natural habitat. Origin means the point where something begins. Sample sentence, the origin of the chemical reaction was traced to a specific catalyst. Particularly means especially or to a higher degree. Sample sentence, the protein is particularly sensitive to temperature changes. Perceive means to become aware of or understand. Sample sentence, humans perceive light through photoreceptor cells. Phenomenon means an observable event. Sample sentence, climate change is a complex global phenomenon. Point means a specific location or detail. Sample sentence, the study highlights the critical point of nutrient deficiency. Possibility means the potential for something to happen. Sample sentence, there is a possibility of error in self-reported data. Power means the ability to influence or control. Sample sentence, solar panels generate electrical power from sunlight. Predict means to forecast based on data. Sample sentence, the model can predict disease outbreaks with high accuracy. Proportion means a part in relation to the whole. Sample sentence, the proportion of vaccinated individuals increased after the campaign. Protection means measures taken to safeguard. Sample sentence, the vaccine provides protection against viral infections. Purpose means the reason for which something is done. Sample sentence, the purpose of the study is to assess air quality. Rather means instead or to a certain extent. Sample sentence, the results are rather surprising given previous findings. Regard means to consider or have an opinion. Sample sentence, scientists regard peer review as essential for research quality. Regional means relating to a particular area. Sample sentence, regional climate variations affect agricultural productivity. Regulation means a rule or directive. Sample sentence, environmental regulation limits industrial emissions. Representation means the act of presenting or depicting. Sample sentence, the model provides a representation of neural network activity. Respect means high regard or consideration. Sample sentence, ethical respect for participants is mandatory in research. Respectively means in the order given. Sample sentence, the two treatments were effective in 70% and 80% of patients, respectively. Rise means an increase or upward movement. Sample sentence, the rise in global temperatures affects polar ice caps. Select means to choose from a set. Sample sentence, participants were selected randomly for the clinical trial. Selection means the process of choosing. Sample sentence, natural selection favors traits that improve survival. Sexual means relating to sex or reproduction. Sample sentence, sexual dimorphism was observed in the bird population. Similarly means in a similar way. Sample sentence, similarly, previous studies found increased enzyme activity under heat stress. Situation means a set of circumstances. Sample sentence, the researchers assessed the situation before starting the intervention. Stage means a particular phase. Sample sentence, the project is in its early testing stage. Target means a goal or object of focus. Sample sentence, the drug effectively targets cancer cells. Theoretical means based on theory. Sample sentence, the research is grounded in a theoretical framework of cognition. Tool means an instrument used to perform a task. Sample sentence, the microscope is a critical tool in cellular biology. Transition means the process of change. Sample sentence, the transition from lab research to field application requires careful planning. Trend means a general direction or tendency. Sample sentence, a rising trend in renewable energy adoption was observed. Typically means usually or normally. Sample sentence, the protein typically folds into a stable configuration. Underlying means fundamental or basic. Sample sentence, the underlying cause of disease was identified. Variety means a range or diversity. Sample sentence, the study examined a variety of soil types. Various means several different kinds. Sample sentence, various methods were used to analyze the data. View means a way of considering or examining. Sample sentence, the paper presents a new view of climate resilience.